word why. What a curious word. The kind of word that can make us cringe, feel defensive, or even distant. But you know, sometimes why is the key. The key that can unlock so much to our lives. Join me as we explore the why with fascinating contributors to the world. Those that entertain us, inform us, teach us about life, and if we're lucky, inspire the next in all of us. I'm your host, Dr. Rod Berger, and welcome to Headroom, a production of Rainlight and co-produced by Old Soul. Let's go.
Jost, it's so nice to spend some time with you. There's a lot of excitement around Williams Racing. I want to start with this question. You have a storied career in the sport. Is there more joy in the build now at this stage in your life, in your career, in building something, than in even realizing sort of a gain in the standings?
When you look through all my career, it was always a challenge in building something. I'm not the guy who just to run something at the stage as it is. So I always like to go somewhere where it's a big challenge, where you don't know if it's achievable or not, but give it the very best, try to build a good team and then achieve it. So that's why this job at Williams was the only job I would have taken. I was close to retirement. I just was 1 month before retirement.
1 month?
1 month before, with everything organized, got all my toys, knew what I wanted to do. And then when I got the call and started the discussion, I say if I take one challenge as a job, then this is this.
So tell me about that phone call. Like, what's the experience like for you? Do you almost get like a little boy with excitement that you get to build something?
Yeah, of course. It's like if the phone call like this comes completely out of the blue, then normally you would say, okay, give me a week, I come back to you, but it didn't take me a second.
It didn't
to
take
say,
you a
yeah,
second.
we can talk, yeah. So yeah, of course we can talk, and then forget everything else, what was planned, what was scheduled. Now let's talk.
Is there a benefit because you've been building throughout your career that you were that close to retirement, that you bring lessons with you that make you different in the role that you're in now with Williams?
Yeah, I think there is a couple of things in going in that direction. One is that for this job, I think I need all the experience I've gone through in automotive and in racing. I think the combination is very important. If you would just be in racing, it's 800 people. If you've just been in racing, I think it's very difficult to restructure a team or a company with 800 people. If you've just been in automotive, you don't understand the special needs of racing. So that's what I thought, to bring Williams back from the very low, couldn't get any worse, and to bring them back to finally glory. I believe I have the experience and the various experiences that I can give it a try and make it happen. So I didn't go in and say, I want this job and I have no idea how to do it. Because I went to this job and said, I think with all the experience I have, I will give that a chance.
When did you know in your career that you had the sort of the mental makeup and skill set to be a team lead, to head in the role that you're in now? Was there a point in time where you kind of looked in the mirror and said, I think this is my path?
No, not really. Not really. Many say, okay, what was your career planning? And I was always against the career planning.
You were against career planning?
Yeah, I think if I would have done the career planning, I would never ended up here because it was so much out of reach. I think I would have been corporate in BMW and starting or somewhere corporate. But my philosophy was always, I want to do a job I enjoy most. So it's the best job for me right now, and I want to do it the best possible because I really enjoy it. And I believe if you do this, then opportunities come up, and the opportunities that come up are not the opportunities you would have planned. And then you have to have the courage to take them. And say get thrown in the water and take the challenge. And that happened a couple of times. You need also the flexibility then to change company, to change locations, to change where you live. But it was never a plan what is next. Always had to come doing a good job, being successful, and then the calls come.
How has your relationship to competing in competition changed over time? So many in professional sports, there's an addiction almost to competition and winning, but it seems to change with experience and wisdom. How do you look at that?
I don't think that has changed.
It hasn't changed
No,
for you.
no. For me, as a kid, I had, when I started at 16, I was still going to school, and I had a piece on my desk always with second is the first loser. And
Second is the first loser.
And that went through all my career. For me, not winning is physically painful.
Physically painful.
Physically painful. But it doesn't mean that you can't. I think you have to be a good loser as well. You have to, and I think if not winning is physically painful, then you appreciate if somebody is better as well. And you don't get jealous, but you say, okay, he did a better job, so I have to do a better job. And then push harder, and not being and seeing as competition not as an enemy or in a battle. So if somebody does a better job with me, he's not a bad person, he's a better person than me. So I have to push harder and become better. I think that is what you learn over the years. I think I learned it very early when I raced enduro and motocross. In our club that we had 30 guys racing. So I was racing against my best friends. And if you race against your best friends, you are in competition, you fight like hell.
Yeah, like brothers.
Yeah, but then outside, afterwards, you go partying together, and you all week you are together at school, you work together, you are friends. But then it means when you are competing, then you are the fiercest competitor, because the one you want to beat is your friend. You want to be better.
Headroom is produced by Old Soul, a one-stop marketing agency that understands the power of brand and nuance. Reach out to my guy Matt at Old Soul and supercharge your brand and content strategy. That's Old Soul. Shoot Matt a note at aoldsoul.com. That's AOLDSOUL.com. And now, back to our guest.
Now you said, so losing, you endure physical, like a reaction, pain when you lose. Like, where is that in your body? Is it your head? And how long does it take to recover from a loss?
I think it's the whole body.
It's a whole body experience.
Just the whole body experience. Like, the win is also a whole body experience. And it is, I think, it's a couple of seconds. And both ways. So it's a couple of seconds when you lose, you feel really that bad, and then you look forward, because otherwise you waste time. And the same if you win, it's a couple of seconds of this satisfaction, like an adrenaline shock, and that's it then. But I think that you can get addicted to these adrenaline shocks when you really win.
Well, yeah, it's racing, right? Adrenaline is your best friend, is it not?
Exactly. You live on adrenaline.
That's your coffee.
Yeah, and when you see now going to Williams, where there is no chance to win right now, but this is a win is not necessarily being on the top of the podium.
Yeah,
That's
I was going to ask
objective.
you, how do you sort of quantify winning when you know right now where you are, that's not possible in the traditional.
Yeah, I think you have to define winning as what means winning in the situation you are. So where we are now in to get championship points in a race is a win.
That's a win.
It's a win. So it's not just against the overall competition, but you have to define what you want to achieve. And if you achieve that, then it is a win. And that if that goes on and on, you might get better and better. If you achieve something, then you aim for the next. And then you aim for the next. And then finally you will win.
Tell me about hopefully, right? Hopefully. Tell me about your relationship with drivers. How has that evolved? Are the drivers of today different than they were when you first started?
I don't think they are different. I think
First
of all, every driver is different. Like every person is different. And every driver needs a different treatment. You can't treat them all the same to get the best out of them. And I think it's not just with drivers, it's with everybody. Yeah.
Can you spot the talent? Like, would you say you have an eye for it, that you can see it?
I would say so. And that because I was a racer myself, so I knew what it's needed. And when I worked at Porsche and we had the Super Cup, Carrera Cup, we had VIP cars, and we had every weekend, every race, 2 drivers in these VIP cars. So I had Eddie Irvine, I had Ralf Schumacher, I had so I went through about 30 drivers every year, and they came in the team just seeing the weekend. I saw the approach, I saw how they compete, how they handle the team, and how they got into a race weekend. So I think that's very rare to have this with 30 drivers a year. Normally you have 2 drivers a year, and they have it for a couple of years. So I think it's very difficult to spot the differences. So what we see now, we founded the academy and we took Logan on board and put him in the first. He is rookie in F2. He's third in the championship right now, and he has a chance to be in our car next year.
That's a win.
Yeah.
Right. When
exactly.
you're with the development of the team, that's a win.
Yeah, that's a win. And so you choose the right guy. You say you believe in him. You talk to him, see him, believe in him, and put him in Formula 2 right away. He wins races in his first season, and then to take him further. I think that is for me is a really high satisfaction to get young guys through and get competitive. And the age where I'm in, they're all like kids for me, isn't it? I think I create with them a father-son relationship.
Father-son relationship.
Yeah. It's not just always smooth, isn't it? Because like father-son relationship has some stress situations as well. So you have that too. But the driver needs to feel at home, feel understood, and you have to take the pressure of them. It's not like if you crash, you're out, because then you put the pressure on and most likely crash. But they're so different characters, and you have to treat them all differently.
Isn't that the power of racing? The word family seems very serious. It's the Williams Racing family. And is that how you approach it from a leadership perspective, that you think in that way? It's the father-son relationship with a driver. It's the, everybody on the crew. Is that?
Yeah, I think when you have to look at the whole company, when you look at Williams Racing, we're 800 people. So there are jobs in production, in machining, and then you have this race team where you've got 80 to 100, it depends on the size of the event. You go to races. And it's different when you are a race team, and we have now 22 races this year, 24 next year. And it's always half a week to a week. So you are living like a family. I see these guys more than I see my family over the year. So it has to become a family. It has to be this trust like in a family. And it has to become this relationship if you want to be successful. Of course, it's not in the whole company. You can't have that. But you have this complete different.
You can strive for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means if you treat yourself like a family head in the race team, you have to have a similar position to everybody in the company, because otherwise you build the silos and you split. So you need the same trust and the same respect from everybody. But you have to treat that as well, again, differently, as you have to treat every driver differently.
Yeah. So we started off our discussion talking about your love of building. So the builders that I've experienced are always building even with themselves and trying to identify a blind spot in their abilities and sort of continue to work on those elements. What are you building when it comes to sort of you as the sort of the figure, the ambassador, the lead, right, of Williams Racing? What is it at this stage of your career? It's sort of this next chapter, right? Because you almost were down the retirement path. Yeah. So is this a renewed opportunity to continue to grow yourself?
Yeah, I think it's again, you have to learn every single day and you have to improve. So, I don't have the time to read a lot, so I use Blinkist a lot to listen to a lot of books and to see different approaches for management, for how to build successful teams, talking also to the mental trainers of the drivers they have, and try to improve myself every single day.
Let's close with this. Tell me what racing means to you. Just as, this has been your life. Like when you hear the cars on the track, what does it mean to you? Is it a love story?
I think it's a love story and it's ultimate passion. But I'm not that you know, I know there is more important stuff and more serious stuff around that as well. And I had through the career, I said, you know, I went to university. The government funds the university. I'm learning what I'm learning, going engineering and learn. And do I really, the payback is having too fast driving around the racetrack as fast as possible. Is that giving anything back to the community and to society? Is that what is the sense of all this? And when I looked into this, I said I need to find a sense. And when I see the fans that if they watch a Formula One race on the qualifying and sit in front of TV, they forget their problems. I think it brings them some enjoyment. They have something to talk about. And if some do not drink that much because they or do not smoke that much, or just forget their problems and have some enjoyment for that, I think that it's for me is for me the justification why I can do that, because I have to give something back to society. And maybe it sounds a bit stupid or ridiculous, but for me it is really like this. If I can make people happy with that, then it's worthwhile doing.
All right, you got to give me a Let's Go Racing. I know that's your moniker with your team. You got to give me a Let's Go.
Let's go
Racing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for taking the plunge into Headroom, where we uncover the why behind the what and who impacting our lives. Headroom is a production of Rainlight and co-produced by our friends at Old Soul. I'm your host, Dr. Rod Berger, and this is Headroom.